So here we are, just waiting for the first of the quarter-finals to get underway. 2 of 8 already battle-hardened teams getting ready to oust each other if they can in a very short while from now. This all in a bid to be called Champions of Europe. Expectations have shot through the roof as we've moved on a stage. There is a definite belief in both camps that this could be their year, a feeling that can only get stronger with every game from now on. Well, this really is a great venue. It adds so much character to every game it stages. A truly big night of football here ahead of us. It always is when this competition is in town.
Well, we're at the stage, Peter, when the dream becomes believable. The stage of the season when everything takes on a tougher, more pressurised edge. When you want to win all you can, but might have to settle for one. This would be worth settling for, believe me.
And he nearly went all the way.
Henry just backs himself every time. Give him a challenge and he'll rise to it.
Ball's loose, who's getting there? And it's played forward. And it's Toni Kroos.
Real Madrid have pushed both fullbacks into quite advanced positions here.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what are they attempting to do?
Well, it's a bold attempt, in my opinion, to occupy the opposition in a way they're not expecting.
And the ball's come loose and the chase is on. I have to say, that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Nacho plays it forward. So above all others, Jim, what do you think is the single factor which is going to make a difference here?
Well, Peter, I think there really isn't an awful lot in terms of what separates these teams.
Nothing.
Not when you get to this stage. This one could come down to the smallest of detail.
Absolutely so. Crunching tackle. He gets past his man. Henry pumps it into the area. Henry, not one to pass up the chance to run up the defence. He loves those duels.
It opened up really nicely when the defence got all tentative then. They were cautious in making contact, but safe in numbers.
Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Rafael Varane. We've got 5 minutes till half-time. Ferdinand. Defenders on the back foot. He's looked long this time. There's the through ball. And that is as far as they're going to go. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. Steered forward. Real Madrid get it back again. And the half-time whistle goes. So neither team has broken through, but certainly not for the want of trying. An interesting game up to now, but still goalless. Reflections on the first half?
I think it's been a very impressive defensive effort. They've never been broken down and contained the opposition attack extremely well.
And after 45 minutes, it is still goalless. A change, perhaps, after half-time. And the game has already resumed here. A tight old game so far. Can that change now? Ballack battles to win it back. Henry. And they're not going to make any further progress now. A heavy challenge. And the whistler's gone for a reckless challenge there. Drogba absolutely focused then on the defensive side of his game.
You have to admire commitment like that, because he could easily ignore that and just kind of walk around and let others do all the chasing, but instead he looks as if he relishes the chance to dig in for his team here.
Casemiro. Nacho tries to get it forward quickly. Out to the right. Going through. Played in. Hits it first time! No, not this time.
I have to commend the wing play, but I have to condemn the defending. They've got to stop the cross.
So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting.
Well, you have to feel a little for the player being taken off here. I think he's been made the scapegoat after that, but I guess something had to be done. I suppose it did need a little change.
Hadji. And he has been fouled there. Great effort, but no way through. Casemiro. And it's James Rodriguez. Ballack. Rafael Varane. Henry. Oh, some tackle that.
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Raul Meireles, aimed in towards the centre. And that's been levered clear. Has a hit! No mistake! Finally the breakthrough! Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Now that's what I call finishing, right in the corner. He knew instinctively who was where and didn't need to waste any time weighing things up. That's a cracking goal.
We have got changes here, from both sides in fact.
Well, he's worked so hard for his side, as you would expect, but you couldn't help notice that he was starting to labour a bit, so it's no surprise.
Deadlock broken, it's 1-0.
Oh, it was a long time coming, but I think it's fully merited. They've applied themselves extremely well.
It is just a question of running down the clock now. Van Nistelrooy plays it out to the wing. Henry cross, towering header! In it goes! And surely that clinches it! There really is no way back now! A great delivery and a finish to match.
Well, as contact goes, that was tremendous, and it helped him to direct it exactly where he wanted into that net. I think when it comes to the aerial department, this fella is definitely no slouch.
Two up and very little time left. Surely this is it.
Yeah, looks very much like the final nail in the coffin for me, I have to say.
Pirlo was not to be moved. And that's that. So home advantage told. They have the win they wanted and have a useful lead to carry away with them into the second leg. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
There's a solidity about them, almost as if they set up not to lose and see how things unfold. That eases the pressure on the strikers, who can afford to be patient and it's all paid off.
Ladies and gentlemen, please offer some round of applause for our volunteers today who have sent this warm message of support to our boys and all supporters.
Well, hello and welcome one and all. We are just about to get going with our coverage of this quarter-final tie. The two teams, after the first leg, experiencing fortunes which are very separate, each from the other. On the one hand, we have the victor and the overwhelming favourites for a place in the semi-final, and on the other, those just clinging on and hoping. And this must be amongst the favoured arenas of supporters all over the world. It really does have a very special feel to it. Well, 1 foot firmly in the semi-finals, now to complete the job.
With a lead this big, it's tempting to think you're in the semis already, perhaps even beyond.
He ran himself into trouble there, free kick given away. It's a promising ball. Too much on it, and that's the keeper's. Promising move that, good inroads into enemy territory, but no joy. Gets wrestled off the ball, gets away from his opponents, and that's been won straight back. Gorgeous control there, in towards the middle. Shot at goal! Yes, it's in! That's no fluke, it's what he was there for.
Oh, players like this fella almost have a sixth sense to get themselves in such great poaching positions. How quick-minded was that?
big occasion, big goal, crucial lead. Real Madrid getting a lot of touches here, but they're not making much progress. Sergio Ramos plays it over to the other flank. He spotted the run and played him through. This is promising. Hazard showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. And here's Hazard. That's a foul. Simple decision for the referee.
Real Madrid have pushed both fullbacks into quite advanced positions here.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what are they attempting to do?
Well, it's a bold attempt, in my opinion, to occupy the opposition in a way they're not expecting.
He's put it on the right now. What's on? Gets the better of his man. Closer. Crosses it in. Modric. He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Yeah, the idea was right, the delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further on.
Toni Kroos. Hardly anything between the sides. And the score is 1-0. Breaks on here, deftly done. Hits one! Oh, and with that, the half-time whistle goes. There we are, off they go for half-time. The breakthrough did indeed come in the first half, but there has only been that one goal. It is very, very tight.
Well, that certainly pleased the fans, and the players are definitely happy with that scoreline. The question is now, can they protect it?
Leading 1-0 at the break. The game has already resumed here.
Well, 1-0 may be good enough, so they may err on the side of caution and get more players behind the ball instead of running beyond it. They could even try to spoil it from here, we'll see.
Hazard drives it forward. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Well, that had to be more accurate. Tries lifting it over. And they win it back again. It's Toni Kroos. Sergio Ramos. He is not one readily to admit defeat. Don't be surprised if he tries that again. He's through, has a go! He has done it! And this is getting better and better. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Oh, look, it's always great to see a solo effort with a goal. It's the ideal combination of pace and control.
Real Madrid are making a change now. Nacho. Van Nistelrooy. He's got options out wide. A chance! Towering header! Harmlessly behind.
Okay, it's come to nothing, but it's a warning of further threat on the break.
Oh, real danger here. Good ball. Oh, shooting chance! Just 1 in it now. The game takes on a whole new complexion. Well, that always looked the likely outcome.
Yeah, and all engineered, Peter, by some smart running and movement. That's already something to admire, but how about the pass? Just wonderful. Loved it.
Real Madrid grab a goal, but it's hard to see it as anything much more than a consolation. Van Nistelrooy. Chance! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Van Nistelrooy really must have felt he had the measure of the keeper then, but how wrong he was.
Oh, it seems as though someone has been forced to pull up lame here.
Yeah, maybe a touch of cramp, Peter. Hopefully nothing more serious than that.
But it appears he's going to be okay, at least for now. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
I think it's great to see that kind of application and desire from a forward who wants to help out his defence. I think, you know, any good team, really, your striker should be the first line of that defence, and he's delivering.
Has a pop! It's in! 2 ahead, late in the day, game over surely.
Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they've perfected that on the training ground because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front, and they really commit forward in numbers too. That was all very well drilled.
Tony Kroos. Forward it goes. That's not going to make it. It's Ballack. He's looked long this time. And he heaves it forward. Loose ball, who's going to get that? Nacho, very firm in standing his ground there. It is a tough, full contact contest. Sergio Ramos looks to dink one in. And it's Van Nistelrooy. Has a hit! It's anyone's ball. And here's Kroos, tries a shot! Oh, that's a fine save!
Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
Looks to thread it through. And Van Nistelrooy! Yes! And surely that settles it. That was a given. It always was.
It's almost criminal to see a defence fail to identify someone who thrives when it comes to shooting stats. They knew, and yet they didn't heed, and they've paid the price and deserve to.
And it's played forward. Out to the right. Help's available out wide. Gets up to head it! He scores! They're back within reach! A great delivery and a finish to match.
Well, as contact goes, that was tremendous, and it helped him to direct it exactly where he wanted into that net. I think when it comes to the aerial department, this fella is definitely no slouch.
Well, and that is that. And on to the semi-final. Another hurdle cleared. Next up, the penultimate step. Your reflections then, Jim?
Look, this is a team that doesn't look as if it's daunted away from home. They were organised and determined, and they can surprise again if that standard is maintained.